What up guys and fellow lovers of the cubic world, welcome back to another Redstone tutorial with me Giorgio, and in this one I'm gonna show you how to build a moss farm. Well, it's actually a bone meal farm based on moss. Of course you could be using it for only getting moss, but yeah, the output is too much that I don't think you would need to run it for a long time to get enough moss for whatever you need. So I think it's more intended to be a bone meal farm, and it's actually expandable and infinitely expandable bone meal farm because it's modular. You just need one module and repeat it as many times as you need for whatever bone meal needs you have. Here I'm just using 6 of the modules. Well, an array of 6 modules, and we only have one clock that's running the 6 modules, which makes this farm super easy to build because you just need one clock on the first module and you basically connect it with a redstone line and some repeaters to the rest of the modules, as you can see here. And yeah, 6 modules produce a lot of bone meal, as you can see. Here we have the bone meal. It loops around, and whatever is left in the end. Right now, yeah, we shouldn't have any because I just ran it for a few seconds. But yeah, if we have any extra bone meal after refilling each of the modules, you see here the last module is filling up, and there we have it. The extra bone meal should be coming in and end up in this large chest at the bottom. In this tutorial though, I'm not gonna be teaching you how to build all these 6 modules. I'm just gonna be teaching you how to build the main module and maybe how to connect the second one to it. So here's the main module. As you can see, it's pretty small, which means you can fit it in less than a chunk. As you can see, I aligned it here to a chunk. Well, I mostly aligned it here to a chunk. And as you can see, we have a lot of space left, which means I made the calculations that if you were to use it with a chunk loader, because you need a lot of bone meal in your world, you could fit in the area that, well, in a horizontal area of one chunk that the chunk loader is filling, you would be able to fit more or less 45 farm modules, which would be an average of 18,720 bone meal per hour, or that is 292.5 stacks of bone meal, or in other words, 32.5 stacks of bone blocks per hour, which is a lot. It's half a stack of stacks of bone blocks. And yeah, I don't think you will need that much bone meal for any project. But if you were to need it, I made the calculation. So in this 5x5 chunk area, well, of course, I'm representing the chunks with a glass block. So each glass block is a 5x5 chunk area. And if you were to fill it up with all with some modules of this farm, you would be able to fit about 45 farm modules. And these are the estimations. I, of course, didn't build it, but these are the estimations of more or less what you would be getting with having the portal chunk loader here on this chunk right here. Anyways, enough of the technical stuff, let's start with the tutorial. So first I'm going to start with the redstone dust on top of a block, and I'm going to build the farm so it's expandable that way. So we start with the redstone dust, then we have to place a repeater on 4 ticks in front of that redstone dust, temporary block on top of it, a target block to the side. We can now break the temporary block, another temporary block here, temporary block, and block on top of it. Now we're gonna cover this target block with another repeater on 4 ticks and this block with a repeater on 1 tick, all of them facing that way. Then on this side of the repeater we're gonna place an observer reading it, and then 2 more observers facing upward reading that last observer with a block on top of them, just like so. Still on this side, we're going to place a temporary block right there, and 3 blocks around it, we're going to break that temporary block. We're going to extend this block by 2 more, and we're going to cover the 5 blocks that we just placed with some redstone dust. Then we're going to come to the other side, and we're going to place a redstone torch against that target block with a block on top of it and a block in front of it, just like so. And we're gonna cover both of them with some redstone dust. Then we're gonna extend this thing 2 blocks to this side where the repeater is, and 4 blocks to the other side, just like so. And of course, all of them will be covered with some redstone dust, just like so. Finally, from this wiring, we're gonna come over here and place a line of target blocks just like that. Then we're gonna come up here and we're gonna extend this block by adding 6 more blocks just like so. It should match the length of the target block line. And we're gonna cover those blocks with some redstone dust. Then we're gonna come down here and place a sticky piston against that observer, and we're gonna place a few more sticky pistons, 6 actually, right to each side, and cover their faces with another normal piston facing the same way. Then we're gonna place or cover the sticky pistons with some node blocks, and then we're gonna cover the normal pistons with some observers facing out of the node blocks. Next, we're gonna place a few sticky pistons on top of this redstone line and on top of the target blocks, all of them facing upward, just like that. We're gonna come to each side of this and we're gonna place 6 blocks of glass, just like I'm showing you here, right like that. Then we're gonna grab some stairs and we're gonna place them facing to the pistons right here, just like that. We're gonna waterlog them as well. This is to form the stone of the stone generator, because that's how the farm works. And we're gonna place some stone on top of the sticky pistons heads, just like so. Then we're gonna cover this stair on the edge with a dispenser facing that way, and another one on top of this stair, just like so. Then we're gonna cover the rest of the stairs with some glass blocks and also these observers back here. As you can see, a channel forms and we're gonna close it off from both of the edges, just like that. Then we're gonna come back here and we're gonna place 2 solid blocks on top of those node blocks right there, and we're gonna cover them with some redstone dust. Then we're gonna cover these 2 glass blocks with 2 repeaters, this on 4 ticks and this on 2 ticks. And in front of the repeaters, we're gonna place 2 solid blocks with some redstone dust on top of them. Then here on this side, we're gonna place on top of this glass block another repeater coming out of that solid block right there, and an observer reading the repeater and coming into a block, just like so. Then we're gonna come inside here and we're gonna place a lava source right here on this corner and another one on the opposite corner on this side. As you can see, the lava will flow and cover the whole area. Now we can cover the rest of the lava with some glass blocks, just like so. And we can cover this line with a redstone wire. These dispensers must have a water bucket inside of each of them, so we can go ahead and put them in, just like so. And with that, the circuit of the stone generator is basically done. Next thing we'll do is grab some stone, and we're gonna come to this side of the sticky pistons, and right on their head or against their head, we're gonna place a block and 5 more blocks to in front of that block. So 2, 4, 5. It should be 6 blocks in total, and we're gonna do the same for each of the pistons. Just like so, making a little carpet of stone right here. From the last row of stone, we can remove the middle block, just like that, and we're gonna place any other block that cannot be broken by pistons. So I'm gonna place a glass block there, and we're gonna be using it as a marker block for the future. For that, we're gonna come to this side and we're gonna cover this stone with some glass and extend the wall 3 blocks up, and actually 1 block to this side as well. Same on the other side. This is so that none of the much related items can glitch out of the farm or flow out of the farm. So it should look something like this. Next thing we'll do is come down, and from here, from our marker block that we just placed, we're gonna build 2 blocks down. These are temporary blocks, And right next to that temporary block, that last temporary block that we placed, we're gonna place a dropper facing up. Now we can break those and place two more droppers also facing up on top of them, of it. Then we're gonna place a dispenser facing into the farm and a normal piston right on top of the dispenser also facing into the farm. Then we're gonna grab a moss block, just one is fine, and we're gonna place it on top of our marker block, just like that. Then we're gonna come to this side, which is, I guess, the front of the farm, and we're gonna place right at the back of this dropper two hoppers facing into it. Then we're gonna place a sticky piston right on top of the first hopper facing upward, alongside with an observer also facing upward. And right here at the back of this piston, we're gonna place a solid block, just like so. Then we're gonna grab 12 signs and we're gonna place 3 on either side of this dropper. So just like that. And also 3 on either side of this dispenser. This to stop the water and also to stop the pistons to push more stone that we need. So it should look something like this. Then we're gonna grab more glass blocks and we're gonna continue the wall back here. So just like so. And also we're gonna extend it down 2 more blocks on all of the sides. So also here on the stone we're gonna add some wall down here, just like so. And this is to create a drop chute so that the items will fall into a water stream. But of course we also need a water stream, so we're gonna extend the wall, the lengthy sides or the long sides, 1 more block down. We're also gonna close these gaps that we'll have because of the hoppers, so close that one and extend the wall just like so. On the short sides we're gonna leave it open, but we're gonna extend the long sides 1 more block just like so. Then we're gonna decide where, well, the direction of that our items are gonna be taking. I want them to go that way, which is where I'm gonna place the composting system. So on the opposite side we're gonna place a sign next to that block or against that block, and then we're gonna place a packed ice block right below that sign. Then we're gonna continue the packed ice block trail with some glass just like this, and we're gonna place a water source on this block. And as you can see, the water will flow down, and we have this packed ice block because the next module would be built on this side. And as you can see, the water flows till the last glass block, so it will be here. And when we copy this module once more over here, we would have a continuous water stream that comes all the way from the last module to this first module and drops all the drops into a storage system or a bone milling system or whatever in here. Anyways, that's the main and basic module that you're gonna copy however many times you need to for your bone meal needs. Each of these modules will produce in average about 6.5 stacks of bone meal per hour. So you can do the maths. I, for example, needed 30 stacks, so I built I only needed 5 of these modules, but I built 6 to have 36, a little bit more than 36 stacks per hour with those 6 modules. But you can do your maths, you can calculate how much bone meal you're gonna need per hour and build as many modules as you need. Now, of course, we have to wire the farm and make a clock. So the first module will have the main clock that will control all the farms that you have. So we're gonna place a block right there with a repeater on 2 ticks, and then we're gonna place 3 more blocks with redstone dust on top of them, just like so. Then we're gonna come down and place a temporary block right there with 2 blocks on its side. We're gonna complete the little L shape, place 4 more blocks just like so. Here we're gonna place our lever that's gonna activate the whole system. Facing out of the lever, we're gonna place a comparator on subtract mode, so you just right click on it just like so. Then we're gonna place a redstone dust right next to that comparator, and as you can see, it will connect. Facing out of the comparator, we're gonna place 2 repeaters on 4 ticks just like so, and also facing into that redstone dust right there, 2 more repeaters on 4 ticks. Now here we're gonna place a block with the redstone dust right on top of it, and right next to the redstone dust we're gonna place a solid block just like so. Then to the side of this solid block we're gonna come and place a sticky piston facing to the side and an observer facing out of it, just like so. And right next to this redstone dust and this block we're gonna place another solid block just like that, and with that the farm should be complete. As you can see, if we flick the lever we can toggle on the farm and it will start trying to produce stone, but since we are not having any moss that will cause these pistons to break the stone right here, of course the new stone is not coming in, and of course it doesn't allow the stone generator to form any new stone. And as you can see, also we have the water sweepers that will flush out all the all the moss related products that we get, and we have the dispenser and the piston trying to spread the moss. We don't have any bone meal in the dispenser, so the farm is not working just yet. One other thing I should mention is these node blocks are pretty loud for me, so what I like to do when I have farms like this is just place some string on top of them, and that way they do not make any sound anymore. As you can see, they're activating but they're silent, which is sometimes a blessing because these farms can get real loud. Now that you have your first and basic module built, you may want to test it out, so let's grab some bone meal. And the way I usually do this is filling all the dispensers, droppers, and hoppers that we have here in the back. This just to make the farm produce since the first and um, initial time that you fire it or that you turn it on. So yeah, since the first moment we're gonna get some bone meal out of it, or some bone meal profit out of it. If you don't want to, you could just fill in the dispenser, and the bone meal, as it is being produced, it will eventually fill all the droppers and the hoppers. But I really prefer doing it like this, so that yeah, the bone meal just passes through if the hopper is full and ends up in our storage. Anyways, to build the second module, third module, however many modules you're gonna build, it's quite easy. You just follow the first part of the tutorial. Once again, here on the side, just remember that you have to build it right here. This block is the same one as this one. So notice how this block is connected to this wall. Be careful on that. You don't want to use this wall as that one. You want to basically build another wall right next to this one, so like this, and this wall would be the same one as in this module, as this one in this module. And the reason to do that is because, as you can see, we have some redstone at this level of the wall. So yeah, we don't want to mess with that redstone when we build the next module. So yeah, let me build another module, and I will show you how to connect all of the farms together. Well, I've built the second module, and yeah, to connect it up, it's quite easy actually. We have this redstone dust right there, and I left that intentionally because we can make a little stairway of redstone 2 blocks that will take it 2 blocks higher, and then from here we can basically do like a little bridge of redstone just like so. And we're gonna just replace this one with a repeater. Then we're gonna do the same stairway but going downwards, the same with the same redstone dust. And as you can see, that part is completely connected. Both of the farms will work one tick after the other because of this repeater. And yeah, be sure to add that repeater in all the modules. So you would be extending this redstone line just like so, and placing the next repeater right here and the next module over here. So yeah, be sure to add that repeater after each of the of the redstone dust connecting each of the modules. And then we also have to connect the droppers. So for that, it's also real easy. From here, we can take this redstone line and add a repeater onto this right there. Place a block right at the back of that repeater and connect the redstone line just like so. The next one would of course be able to pass through. Oh, actually, I'm missing a repeater on one tick just there. The next one will be taking the redstone power from this line right here, and you continue uh, making it for however many modules you have. Of course, the repeater will have to be added before each of these blocks so that you can pass through the signal infinitely. And now the two modules are connected. As you can see, the water streams have connected because if you throw an item on this side, it will travel through all the way and end up down there. If this were to be your last module that you're gonna build, you're not gonna extend your farm any longer, you can just basically remove this sign, place another block, and remove these 3 blocks right there. So you can have your water stream basically closed off, and yeah, that means it ends up right there. Now if you turn on the farm, you can see that both of the modules work together. Oh, I missed I missed the signs on that one. Let me turn this off. Yeah, that's what happens if you don't add these 12 signs that we mentioned earlier. So let me add those and fix this. Signs have been added, crisis averted. Let's turn it on again so you can see that all the moss production will end up right here. As you can see, all of the moss from both farms will travel through the water stream and end up at this point. Right now we don't have anywhere for it to go, so it will just drop down to the floor. But here we would be adding a composting system for all the drops, or a storage system if you just want your farm for moss. I also just noticed I forgot the water on these dispensers, which is why all these drops remain here, all this carpet and grass and everything. So yeah, don't don't make the same mistakes as I did. But yeah, all these drops end up right here. To make a composting system, you can do what I did on this side, which is basically have all the farms or the farm modules bring your moss to this point right here. Push it over, align it with some pickles so that the hoppers here on the side can take it. Basically, wire those hoppers into a composter, and yeah, you just compose everything, and whenever the bone meal comes through to those droppers, they auto drop the bone meal into this water stream, and we basically align the items again with some honey blocks and build a water stream that goes through all the way around the farms, dropping bone meal into each of these hoppers in each of the modules. Of course, I won't be doing a tutorial on that because it's a bit different in how many modules you have and how you arrange them as well. So I guess I'm just gonna build it for this one, and you can check it out in the world download. It's not that difficult. You just have some composters. Actually, for this one composter may be enough. I don't know if 1 or 2 will be enough, but you could do something like this and place a hopper down here. Oh, I cannot place it. There we go. Having it hooked up into a dropper facing into a water elevator with soul sand, of course. And yeah, align the blocks so that you can refill those 2 hoppers. That might be enough for this little farm, but if you want something that big, you may need more. You may need that amount of composters or more if you have more modules. So yeah, I will just build a system for this little 2 module farm. and you can check it in this world in the world download, because this world will be available for download for you down in the description, so you can check it out and see for yourself if you need to arrange more modules or whatever. I'll actually include also in this world download the setup that you would be needing for this amount of chunks, which is a 5 by 5 area of chunks with 45 modules of the farm in it. So yeah, be sure to check it out down in the description. Anyways, guys, I hope you like this tutorial. I hope you find this farm useful. I actually do, because I needed it for an Azalea fully automatic tree farm that I'm building. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below. Consider subscribing. And yeah, goodbye.